Signals. They're all around us. They convey information, communicate needs, and even keep us safe. Signaling is an essential part of life, including the life within us. Did you know your body has 30 trillion cells constantly communicating? That's trillions of signals happening every single minute. Imagine if these signals failed. Communication would break down, not just around you, but inside you. But when human cells signal at their highest potential, eyes blink with clarity, muscles restore with strength, lungs breathe with ease, hearts beat with vigor. Every cell in your body synergizes to create the best you on the inside and out. Stress, environmental toxins, physical challenges, and aging can weaken your natural signaling pathways. Don't let time diminish your body's resilience. At ASEA, we've cracked the code on how to revitalize these life-giving signals. With over 15 years at the forefront of cellular health, multiple patents, and numerous trade secrets, our proprietary technology unlocks your body's own cellular communication. Renowned health and medical professionals consider our cell signaling technology to be one of the most significant scientific breakthroughs of our time. Independent research confirms our products dramatically boost antioxidant signals by up to 60% and enhance cellular health and protection. Our flagship products are made with ingredients that are native to the body, and they're precision engineered to be unmatched in bioavailability, so they deliver exactly what your body needs, exactly where it's needed most. We invite you to join the growing number of people around the world who have discovered a way to lead a more vibrant, energetic life. With millions of bottles of cell signaling supplement and Renew 28 gel sold worldwide, the results are clear.
I feel better than ever.
Végre javul a bérrendszerem egészsége.
Hoy duermo mejor que nunca.
我的皮肤看起来棒极了。
Mon cœur ne s'est jamais porté aussi bien.
Revitalize your health by energizing and signaling your cells. This is your one and only life. Transform it with extraordinary health.
Hey guys, well, let me stop this video, and hope you don't mind me starting off with a little advertising there for my ASEA. Things are really picking up there. I definitely feel the difference. Yeah, I don't know if I've said it here before, but I started the ASEA about really 4 months ago, and during that time when I was using it and the weather was cool, I was out doing my exercises. I'd do like a 3 to 5 mile hike, and at that time, this was like January, February time, while it was still cool here, uh, I would do these workouts like an hour and a half, 2 hours walking, and then when I got home, I would be so exhausted and my feet would be throbbing, and I would have to lay down on the couch for at least 30 minutes just to get my energy back. Well, when the summer season started here, or the hot season, really should call it, and it was too hot for me to get out and exercise, I was just cooped up in my room, not exercising at all, drinking my ASEA. And then finally, last week, it was cool enough, the rainy season's begun, that I went out and did an exercise. I walked 3 miles, and I noticed I could go faster than I ever did before. I was almost jogging, which is something I never do. And when I got home after 3 miles, no need to rest at all. My feet didn't hurt. I didn't feel like I had to lay down and take that power nap. And so I really, really noticed a difference. And also, I haven't, get that out of the way. I haven't, haven't, my ASEA is late this month. Normally, as I'm finishing one bottle, the new case arrives. But it's been a week now. I think it's on the way. I checked on it. It's still in transit. But I can tell you that after a week without it, you definitely notice it. And there's a really special deal going on right now. And I'm going to keep this short. But right now, if you sign up to for a subscription of ASEA, you'll get 6 bottles and 1 tube of the Renew 28, which I've been using on my face. That dark spot I used to have here, I was looking at an old photo, my passport photo from 5 years ago, and it's really, I mean, really noticeable. Now it's practically gone. So one tube of Renew 28, and that's not just for cosmetics either. I put that on my feet when I had the foot pain from walking, and it really helped. Joint pain, um, like arthritis. My wife used it when her eyes got puffy because she has allergies. Oh, and there's a 30% savings right now too. If you sign up for the subscription now, there's a 30% savings. So that's well, it's a big savings. So my link is in the description. You can go check it out there. And let's get to the reading. So I want to do this houses of the Zodiac reading, and it's not really easy. I've been learning how to do this, so I'm going to give it a shot here today. First, let me say, Yanaka Hoffman, thank you for that. Yeah, we had a flood here, um, flash flood, happens every year. The water comes up about 6 inches, completely surrounds the house. All the animals come in the house, and it becomes Noah's Ark. But that went down really fast. Say uh, hello, Arlene and Baja Girl. Thank you guys for being here. Okay, so let me get to my houses of the Zodiac reading. And like I said, this is something that I'm not really maybe expert at. I don't know astrology very well, and it's a complicated spread. Well, it's 12 cards, so there's a lot to go through. And I'm going to do this for the time period of the next 2 weeks. Okay, I see Baja Girls talking about the ASEA. A lot of people to endorse ASEA, like some very trustworthy people. Lutzava, if you know her, um, and Catherine Edwards, and so there's some big support behind ASEA. I know Honey ordered 2 bottles from me. She's going to be trying it out. I know she's going to love it. By the way, Honey's going to have me on her show as a guest this week, Wednesday night, around 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. All right, so I got my notes here set up, and and I'm going to change my view so you can see my cards. I've done something a little different here. I hope it works. I'm going to move gallery. Okay. So we got the cards there. Sandy, say hello. Got my dog next to me for good luck. Straighten the camera out. All right. Okay, so we start off with the first month, or the first house, I should say, which is in the house of Aries. And I'm learning my astrology by doing this too, which is good because I'm just not really good at remembering much about astrology. Get this straightened out. That's better. Okay, so the cards are shuffled. Let me cut. I'm a little bit nervous about this. I don't know why. I watched a Charlotte Yardley do it. And she's so good. I'm a little bit intimidated. Maybe that's it. But this is how you learn, right? Okay, so Aries. Aries is the house of our of how we see ourselves and how we present ourselves to the world. You could think of it kind of as the ego card, um, the vessel that we're in, and like that. Okay, so let's take a look. Wow, starting off right away with the major arcana, Judgment. And so Judgment in the place of ego. Wow, you guys must be really doing something right because you are learning to leave your ego behind a little bit and rise above that. It's okay to acknowledge the ego. We need the ego. It helps us survive in this chaotic 3D world. But we can't be so attached to it that we lose our identity of our higher selves. Okay, what who we truly are and what we're truly here to do. Who we truly are is just an aspect, a fractal image of the creator God itself. We are co-creators with it, and you guys must be doing a really good job of raising your vibration and getting to that point where you can be in your body and in the world, but not of the world. Wow, I'm really really excited about this one. Okay. So a lot, and this is also how people see you. So this means people are noticing differences about you, noticing that how your vibration's raising, noticing maybe how you don't take things so personally. You don't, you're able to separate your ego from things that are going on. Okay, so the second house is in the house of Taurus, which is our physical wealth and resources. Can also, well, yeah, I think that's right. Okay. I like this too because this is something that I've been getting in the cards repeatedly for the past 2 years. Every time a client asks me about their money situation, like, do they have enough money now? Will they have enough money in the future for what's coming up? And the cards always say, that's not the thing that you need to be worrying about right now. uh, Stop thinking about that this idea of scarcity, that I'm not going to have enough, that you're always going to be provided. This is something that I've learned, and yeah, things got difficult for me. I was maybe not eating as much as I wanted to, and not having the things that I wanted to have. Um, but I didn't think about that. I kept my eyes on the spiritual rewards that are coming. So, we all need money in this world. We all need to survive, but not survive, thrive. We all need to thrive. But for me, as long as I had something to eat that day, I have a place to lay my head at night, something to protect me from the weather, and I've got my lovely family, my dog and my wife. Those are the things that are really important. Okay. So, I know it's hard when you're just struggling to buy to pay the bills and put food on the table and things like that. But there are a lot more important things going on. So don't think too much about your money problems. In fact, thinking about your money problems is just going to make them worse. Okay. All right. So let's go to house number 3, which is Gemini. Gemini is like the twins, right? I'll turn my cards the other way. Wow, another major arcana. And this is the house of communication, how we're communicating. Wow, these major arcanas here are kind of throwing me for a loop. So I'm going to actually get a little help on this one. I'm looking at my notes here. Yeah, it's funny. The first thing I see in my notes is personal power. So you have this awakening, you have this, you're all starting to wrap your heads around the idea that you are responsible for what's going on here because you are an aspect of the Creator God, and this gives you a lot of personal power and responsibility too, because people are going to be looking to you, to us. They're going to be wanting to see how we're responding to these things that are as they're coming up, that's happening. And they're going to look to you as maybe an authority, well, not an authority figure, but you know, mhm. They're going to look to you for a little bit of stability when things are going rough. Now, I know I said I was going to do this for 2 weeks. I tend to lose sight of what time frame I'm talking about here. So maybe there's going to be something happening in the next 2 weeks that's going to send people looking for answers. And because people are seeing you as awake, people might be coming to you for answers that way. It's also about personal empowerment, speaking from authority. It's long past the time when we're here to wake people up, right? That's my opinion. It's time to get past that. But when you do speak about things, you're speaking from a place of authority, place of knowledge. Okay. So number 4, this is home. Okay, Cancer is the sign of Cancer, and it's the sign of your home, like the people in your home and everything that's going on with your home. We have another major arcana, death. Square this up a little bit. Things are changing. Things are changing in our homes. A lot of my clients are coming to me and saying they just can't do it anymore. They can't be with this partner anymore. They're starting to see how unfair they're being treated, and because people are taking back their personal sovereignty, they're not going to be in relationships that are harmful for them anymore. So a lot of you are making those changes. um, a lot of you are wanting to change where you live, things like this. But these are all positive changes. They're they're painful when they happen, but in the long run, they're part of the growth and awakening and this self-empowerment uh, that we're all experiencing right now. So far we're 4 cards in, and we've got three major arcanas. So this is looking like it's going to be a pretty amazing fortnight coming up here. I wanted to use that word, fortnight. That's 2 weeks for you kids out there who don't know. And now we have another major arcana. I promise you, I shuffled these well. I was not expecting to be getting, wow, what is going on in the next 2 weeks that we're getting all these major arcana? And now we're in the house of Leo, our creativity, new inspirations, starting with a blank canvas. And now it looks like the next 2 weeks, if you've been wanting to start a new project, whether it's maybe you're a writer or a painter, or you're making videos on YouTube, now would be the next 2 weeks will be the perfect time to start doing this. Or if you have a new hobby, something that you're taking up, and this through this creativity, we're able to free our spirits and break away from a lot of the troubles and thoughts and the worries about things that are going on. I get these bursts of creativity where it's okay, I'm listening to music, but I'm like dancing and singing, and I feel like I'm being creative, even though it's not me making the music. So now, now is a good time to start those creative projects that you've been thinking of doing. Okay. All right, now we're going on to the 6th house. Let's see my notes here. And this is a daily routine in Virgo. Your exercise routine, your daily habits, things like that. And Ace of Cups. This goes really well with this Fool in the creativity, the house of creativity. Find a way to make the daily things that you do part of this creativity that is coming to you now, this time of creativity. So find new and creative ways of doing old tasks. I don't. That's what's coming to me here. That's what I feel like I'm being guided to tell you here. So, like your workouts, if you're just always bored with the way you work out, and try something new. If you're always working out in a gym, go to the park instead. Find new and creative ways of not it's not just your exercise routine, but everything. Maybe buy a new wardrobe. Go to work in a different way, and I mean take a different route to work. Change up your routine, but do it in a way that feeds your passion, whatever that means for you. Okay, try to bring a more fulfilling way of doing things into your life. And I'm not going to be specific here because everybody has different ways of doing things, but and it's like so let's say cooking, for example. Let's say you have a family that you cook for, or you're alone and you cook for yourself. And a lot of people, if you are alone, you don't want to cook for yourself because it's not practical, and you make too much food for one person. So you buy the microwave dinner, or you get the fast food. Do something creative for yourself, for your family. Cook something new, and cook from love. Cook, somebody told me they hate this because it's so corny, but the most important ingredient in your cooking is love. So, yeah, put a little bit of your heart into everything you do into daily activities. Okay? Well, I love this spread so far. I mean, just take a minute to look at this. We've got a lot of good cards going on here. All right, let me move on. Okay, so that was number 6. Number 7 is our relationships. Okay, and these are our close personal relationships, our loved ones, boyfriends, girlfriends, wives. Okay, let's see what we got going on here. I got 1, 2. Oh, well, I was just talking about how difficult it is right now because a lot of you are waking up and your partners aren't. And so don't dwell on the differences. Don't talk about what's going on with Mr. T, right now. If your partner is, suffers from that's what is it, Donald Trump hatred, sickness, whatever it is. I can't think of it right now. It's better right now to keep your thoughts to yourself regarding your loved ones. They're not gonna wake up now. They're gonna need something more than you, giving them information and websites to go to and videos to watch and things like that. Just let sleeping dogs lie and keep your thoughts to yourself in this regard. Okay, because you're awake, they're not. Okay, let's move on. I would love to be reading all your comments right now, but I can't do 2 things at once, and it's too small to read. So once I finish, I'm going to come back and read all your comments. By the way, when I'm done here doing this, I would love to get some of your questions for the cards. I'd really appreciate it if you could afford anything, put in the super chat or in my buy me a coffee. This is crunch time for me right now. I've got a big bill coming up in a couple of months. I've got to pay my visa, and that's a $500 bill. So I'm about close to halfway there right now, but you guys could really help, and I'd like to help you with your questions in life. Okay, so that was relationships. Now the next one is the House of Scorpio, and this is changes or advancements in your life. All right. Oh, wow. The 7 of Pentacles. So one thing about the 7 of Pentacles is that, fix my tape here. What happened? My camera's slipping. That's the problem. So one thing about the 7 of Pentacles is that it relates to the end of summer and the beginning of fall, that time period. Late September, early October. And you know what's happening around that time. Well, I guess a month after that in November is when people go to the ballot boxes. But it's also about changes, maybe changes in the banking system, or changes with some kind of changes with money. It could mean something like silver and gold will be going up around that time. So this would be saying that maybe now is a good time to top up your piggy bank with silver if you can. Um, let's see. Changes. It's also maybe about our physical bodies are changing too, you know. Uh, I've noticed things. I don't think it's just the ASEA, but I loved the idea that we are getting our crystalline bodies and we are evolving, not just on a spiritual level, but on a physical level. So that's something, you know, to keep in your mind that our bodies are changing as well. I I noticed that during the heat wave, I wasn't affected so much by the heat that and I mentioned this to Honey. Honey says that we're going to enter a period where the climate becomes mild for everybody. That would be great. But until then, we're still going to have some extreme temperature swings and weather this way. And I think possibly that our bodies are going to adapt as well. So we'll be comfortable in warmer weathers. Oh, thank you, Yannicka. I'm gonna get to I'm gonna read your comment and question as soon as I'm done here. Thank you very much. I very much appreciate it. Okay, so changes with our money, maybe changes with how we spend our money. That could be something else here. This could be advice because how you spend your money is like where your money goes is where your energy goes. That's another important thing to remember. So if you're spending your money on a lot of frivolous stuff, then your life's going to reflect that. Okay, let's move on. Hope I'm not taking too long here. That was changed. So the next house is in Sagittarius, and this is like expansion, expanding our minds, expanding our belief systems, expanding maybe our you know our knowledge of the earth in general, getting out into the world. So exploration, calling this. Wow. And it's the King of Wands. And I think this is about travel. It's summertime. People, I heard it called revenge travel. That because people couldn't get out for the past couple of years, and now it's summertime. Wands are about fire, heat. So it's a great time to be getting out and going to the beach. Um, yeah, and going to try to get out and go to places you've never been before. Um, see this beautiful earth. See more of this beautiful earth. It's so inspiring when you go out and see these sights of nature that the mountains and the trees. So get out and explore your world. And after all, it's your world. You are the master of this world, just as the king is. He can go anywhere. This was like a revelation I had after I finished my hike on the Appalachian Trail, that this world belonged to me. And I had a motto back then that the world is my oyster. And this is when I began looking at traveling out into the world and making plans to come to Asia and to travel more because I'd seen much of the part of the world where I was in. Excuse me, my camera's slipping again. This is a new system, so I haven't worked it all out yet. Okay, so yeah, exploration in this case, exploring the natural world. It's summertime. This is the best time to be getting out there and doing that. Okay, and is your career or your purpose, your life's purpose in the house of Capricorn. So this could be if you're a career person, a business person, it could be your work. But if you're like a stay-at-home mom, or if you're somebody who's you know looking for your purpose in life or your main purpose, if your job is not the most important thing to you. Oh my goodness. Revelations. Okay. Here's another. Gosh, wow, this is heavy. In the same way, a lot of people are making these very difficult choices at home, with like there are relationships that are changing, people are moving apart, and people are also realizing that this 3D job that they have isn't right for them anymore. And the next 2 weeks is a good time to start reevaluating. How do you earn your money? Do you earn your money doing something that is helpful for this world? Are you contributing to the ascension in the way that you earn your money? This was a revelation I had back in the late 90s because I ran a printing press in Florida, and I'd been doing it for 20 years. And at one time I loved it. It was creative, it was mechanical. Sometimes you produced things that were really beautiful. And then later on, I'd be printing all these newsletters and letterheads and envelopes and things. And I think one day I saw like something I'd printed in somebody's trash can. And it dawned on me, holy shit, my job consists of cutting down trees, pulverizing them, putting all kinds of chemicals into the water, turning it into paper, then running it through a machine, putting some letters and ink on it. It goes to somebody's house, they look at it, and then they toss it in the trash. That that was not a way to earn a living. That was not in tune with the universe, and it wasn't helping anybody. So I decided then that I had to change the way I earned money, and that's when I became an English teacher in Asia, Thailand. So, so this is something a lot of you are thinking about over the next 2 weeks, and some of you may be doing that. You may be quitting your job like a rage quit. You ever rage quit a job? Like, screw it, I'm out of here. I did it one time. I was working in a screen printing shop, and it was during the O.J. Simpson trial. And we were all so convinced he did it. And I'm back there. I'm cleaning screens. I had the worst job in the shop. I was cleaning screens and chemicals, and the radio's playing, and they're playing this live, you know, courtroom thing. And they said he's innocent. And I was saying to myself, remember when Johnny Cochran said, "If this glove doesn't fit, you must acquit." I was saying, if OJ is acquit, this job I will quit, something like that. But yeah, they said he was innocent. I said, okay, there's no justice in this world. I'm not going to stay here doing this crappy job that I hate, and I just went and quit. And I had another job by the end of the day. So there might be some of you that are going to be doing that in the next 2 weeks. And if you do, I say good for you, congratulations, and good luck. And you're going to find something that's more harmonious with how you feel. Okay, so that was career. Now we're going to your social web, your social networking. This is like the people in your chat groups, the people on your Instagram that you follow, maybe people you follow on YouTube. And, it's time to take a break from that for a while, everybody. I don't like telling people what to do, and I'm not here to tell you what to do, but I have been encouraging people for a long time now. Take a break. And that's detrimental to me. I'm telling you, you don't have to watch people like me so much. Okay? Now I appreciate you being here, and I want you to be here now, and I think of myself as different from a lot of these other YouTubers and truthers and people like that. So I appreciate you being here, and I want you to continue watching me, but take a break. I mean, I'm not on a lot. I do a show once a week or so, and for an hour and a half, 2 hours. That's not a lot. You can watch me and give everybody else a break. I'm joking. No, watch those who resonate with you, but and don't get into these online arguments and chats. I'm hoping a lot of you have outgrown that. We're not in that place anymore, but maybe there's some of you out there who need to hear that. Um, this is a vacation card, so it could, when you do take this summer trip, turn off your phones for a while, or put your phones away. That's something I try to do at least a little bit every week. It's hard sometimes, I know, especially when your job is working online. Okay, so that's that. And then the last house, okay. The last one is your your connection with your higher self, your hopes and dreams and your subconscious, your what's going on inside of you that you're maybe not even aware of. Did I get this right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 20. Yeah, okay, I'm doing all right here. Now, how many major arcanas have we gotten out of a 12 card spread? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Half of these cards are major arcana. Okay, and you want to know why is this devil coming up in your unconscious? A lot of people right now are integrating their shadow selves. I had a client recently who experienced this, and this is actually a form of liberation for us. We have all these other aspects of our oversouls, our higher selves, and a lot of them are coming to the end of their usefulness. And when they're resolved, they join back into the higher self. And it's something you can feel when it happens, I have to say. So there's a lot of that going on. You have to forgive these other aspects of yourself that may have been on the dark side at some point. All of us have. Okay. There's nobody watching this today who doesn't have a shadow self who's done, will do, is doing evil in this world. And now is a time to end those lifelines, those other life tangent threads, and call them in and forgive them. It's the inner child, the naughty inner child who's coming home. We're integrating that now. A lot of us are going through this. So be kind to that aspect of yourself. Wow, and look at how it's right next to the awakening card too. Okay, well, this will about wrap it up here. I'm not going anywhere yet. I'm going to go to your questions. Put this back on speaker, so I'm back here again. Pick these up. I feel pretty good about this reading. I was a little bit intimidated, and it didn't disappoint. I mean, all those major arcanas. So I'm going to take a minute here to come up here to this super chat from Yannicka Hoffman. Hope I'm saying that right, or Yanaka. She's curious. She says, curious to how living with my son and newly acquired daughter-in-law and grandson will turn out. That's an excellent question, and these are the kind of questions that I thrive on. I really love this type of real world personal question, how to deal with things in your life. Okay, so how will my son and newly acquired daughter-in-law? Oh, living with. Okay, so you're going to be living with them. So I'd like to know a little bit more dynamics, like are they moving in with you? Are you moving in with them? I think it's probably you're moving in with them, right? And grandsons. Okay, and so you have more than one. So you have a couple of boys there. I'm guessing they're young. And yeah, so let's see. And this is those changes that we were talking about in your home. Some people are moving apart, and here you have some people who are moving together. Let me change here to gallery. Sandy's being so good. Huh, Sandy? You being a good girl, huh? Nice and quiet down there. Okay. Let's see how things are going to turn out for you and your son and his family. Okay. So Yanaka or Yanaka, this is you. Oops. I'm used to doing it upside down like that because I used to have my camera the other way. So this goes over here. All right. Hmm. What have we got going on here? So you're the rock, okay? You're like this is like a Taurus card, and it's like and I'm not saying that you're Taurus. I'm just saying it's loyalty and it's steadfastness and it's everything you would think of that a grandmother should be, a warm place to stay. You know, it's like a warm hug. Think about the Knight of Pentacles as a warm hug. And you're coming up as the Five of Swords. You have some doubts about this. Uh, maybe there's maybe you don't think you're going to get along with the daughter-in-law. Um, maybe you have some difference in ideas about raising children, and it's best to let them do it on their own. Don't get into any battles over how to raise the children. Okay, like King of the Hill, they are standing their ground. They're going to stand their ground with the children. Let's say, for example, the things that the kids get shot in the arm. If the granddaughter is saying, "Hey, this is it," you know, I don't want to hear it. It's best not to engage in that. Hmm. The devil. There's, you know, the devil gets a bad rap, But one of the key words that goes along with the devil is liberation, right? Oh, I know what this means. So be the be the fun grandma. Like if you're if you're at home playing with the kids, maybe let them do things that their mother and father wouldn't do. Nothing dangerous and nothing that's going to break anything or hurt anything. But maybe like let them stay up a little later than they're allowed to, or break small rules that make them feel like it's you know like they're having some adventure, having a little bit of fun. Um, but you're going to feel beleaguered at times in a house with the grandkids, but I think the fact that your son is a kind man with integrity, um, that he's going to make sure that there's always a balance. So you're never going to be, I don't want to say mistreated. You're always going to be treated fairly and with respect. So I mean that's a really good outcome to see with the King of Pentacles. Um, and nines, yeah, it may be hard taking care of kids, but nines are about perfection too. You know, um, so that's about all I got for that. And if you have any follow-up questions, Yannicka, let me know, and I'll keep these cards here for a minute until I hear from you. Okay, so what do you think about those things that I said, Yannicka? Give me some feedback, and I'll try to answer it for you. All right. And what time is it? We're coming up on 1 hour. I'm gonna look at your, excuse me while I pause to read some of these comments. And thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. Yeah, Baja Girl, I agree with you. I don't think that's going to happen in November. Something big is going to happen at that time. Uh, okay, looking. You guys chatting about where you live. OJ's son is guilty. Haven't heard that. Are you saying he's the one who took out Nicole and Ron? Let's see. A friend of mine in Colorado sent me a video of the huge hailstorm they had there recently. Colleen's purging it out. Good for you. Cancers are moody. Yeah, I know. My mom. Uh, Hi, Stacy. And Annika says, okay, yep, Scott, you got it. That is what I plan on doing. Be the fun one. The woo woo one. Yeah, good for you. You're gonna be a stabilizing force in the house too, Yannicka. She says, spot on, Scott. Great. Well, I'm glad I could help. I rarely read cards for myself, Sherry. Um, I've got a whole philosophy about that. Well, for one thing, it's really hard to read for yourselves because of confirmation bias, and it's hard to negate that. I got an offer through an email. Somebody, it was like too good to be true. It's like I could have done a little bit of work from home over the computer, and the pay was really good. And I did a reading on it. I don't remember the exact cards, but I remember thinking, oh, wow, this could bring me a lot of money. But then I asked a friend of mine about it, and he goes, oh, I know this company. I did this. And I ended up getting in a lot of trouble because of it. And then I went back and looked at my cards, and sure enough, that was in the cards. But I couldn't see it because I only wanted to focus on what I wanted to see. But that being said, 3 years ago, when I started this channel and started doing tarot on it, I changed it from a flat earth channel to a tarot reading channel. I did a reading, and this is in my videos. You can go back. I did a reading saying, I asked, would I be monetized in the next year? And I got a big old yes. And actually, it was a lot faster than 1 year. And that was in the cards too, but I didn't pick up on it. And it was right after I did that reading that Janine talked about me on her channel and gave me that boost. And I went from 150 subscribers to 2,500 overnight. And I also did a reading when I met my partner who I'm with now, my common law wife, Nina, after just a couple of months. And I got that we were twin flames and that we were going to be together for a very long time. And I was totally convinced I was right about it, about that reading. And in fact, I talked to my sister later on. I was talking about like the future, and she goes, "Oh, I hope this, relationship works out for you." I said, "Yeah, I know it will." So I've already done a reading on it. So yeah, I've done a, I do readings for myself sometimes, but yeah, I'm not going to go into my philosophical beliefs and reasons why I don't do more for myself, readings for myself. The main thing is, like I said, the ego gets in the way, and confirmation bias gets in the way, and you can end up giving yourself bad advice. That's why other readers go to other readers. I was just listening to Ashala, and she's got like two friends, and she goes to them for readings. So that's why I don't read for myself very often. Oh, yeah, thank that message is from an angel. I actually have a follow-up on that, Stacy, because I found an email that she wrote me just before she vanished. I'm right now, for people who don't know, um, I met a woman on the Appalachian Trail, and I fell in love with her, and then she left and went to Indonesia, and she was part of the reason why I came to Southeast Asia. And oh, thank you, Sherry, for the sticker. You're so generous. I appreciate it. But Anya, yeah, Anya was living in Indonesia, and she'd moved on with her life. But I always thought that we were going to be together at some point later in life. I just knew that we were meant to be together. But never found out because the Boxing Day tsunami happened in Southeast Asia on the 25th of December 2004, and she vanished. And so I did a series of cards where I asked her questions, and I got that she definitely had been washed away in the tsunami. And yeah, and then I found this letter from her, and it's spooky, really, to hear the things that she said before she passed away. So I'm gonna find that, and yeah, I'll do that'll be my final installment of Message from an Angel. By the way, it's called Message from an Angel because Angel was her trail name, and mine was Plato. That's why you see AT Plato, AT Appalachian Trail Plato. All right, so I'm going to wrap things up here, Cherie. Thank you very much. You're too kind. You're too generous. Okay, so just checking out. Probably honey and beyond mysticism. I'm not. Okay. So I want to say thank you to everybody for being here today. Thank you for the super chat and the super sticker, Cherie. And oh, find me on Honey's channel Wednesday night at 8:30 p.m. It's going to be something different. I'm going to be joining her over there, and I'm not sure what we're going to talk about yet, but it should be fun. So I hope to see you there. All right. So good night, everybody. Thank you for spending your time with me, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.